My Gavan and Melonin, and well met indeed. I'm Arakir Galadirthan, head of the modding team behind Divide and Conquer, and welcome back to the same as we continue on as canned. In the last episode, somebody mentioned in the comments, I think that's probably rather astute actually, that the Guardians of Barad-dûr, the garrison, they attacked me, of course, just outside of Barad-dûr, which was an easy victory and absolutely slaughtered them, but it now leaves only one unit in the tower, which means they definitely will not rise up. And so someone has suggested it's almost like the AI knowing its own behavior and knowing that it simply will not rise up with only one unit, meaning I will be forced to attack them, and them knowing that they will get a garrison script, that is why they attack me. Now, unfortunately, that is a little bit too much knowledge for the AI, and in truth, the reason they attack me is because they are stupid, and the auto-resolve, which they base all of their decisions on, would have told them that they would have beaten me. And so that's the reason that they really attack me. But of course, it has had the added effect that now, if we are to attack Barad-dûr, they get something like 7 garrison units. And we simply won't be able to beat that. So we have to hope that we are attacked by a reinforcing army, or indeed the garrison itself, in order to take it. And we don't know what's in the fog over here. We can't see beyond the sight range of our scouts. So that's a bit disappointing. But we can send our diplomat out and hopefully try and bump into the enemies. Of course, Tirith is besieged by quite a large army of the Ardanaim, and Indrazor leads that, which is a bit of a shame. The forces of Harad are really in a bit of a 2 and 8. They've got their main force attacking us in Faen'obel, which I believe we can hold off, but their final lord, Serpent Lord Bata, who shall oversee the demise of his nation. He's just wandering around doing nothing. So, Harad, this is really the last days of Harad, if we're honest. Ah dear, they're sending another general to us. We can't hold them off indefinitely. We shall do what we can. Captain Yamrok is coming down to try and relieve any garrisons that are going to be attacked by Mordor, and indeed to retake Orashur, which is a bit of a blight at the moment. But we have Tirith. Now, do we rise up now, or do we give them a bit more time? Do we think they're going to attack us? They have quite a strong army. I think we should probably rise up and use our cavalry to our advantage. We are outnumbered. They have better forces than us, but we have cavalry. That's the one key difference. That's the one key difference. Now, I hope to. It makes no bearing on any of yourselves, but it is now, finally, the bank holiday weekend. I don't know if you call them that in other countries, but in our country, we have something called bank holidays. And they do exactly what they say on the tin. They were days that where the banks would be closed, and it wasn't a weekend. So it's this coming Monday. And over time, they have become holidays for the entire country. So on Monday, every single person in the country, apart from those who work in retail, emergency services, basically shift workers, everyone other than shift workers has the day off. And so with this extra day, I hope to actually do some modding, to be honest. Because usually bank holidays, I don't know why, there's a bit of a tradition in England for bank holidays to be used for an activity. Like if you have children, or just if you are just at home on the day, you always would go and do something. Like when in my family, bank holidays were frequently used to go to the zoo, or to go to like a woodland and have a picnic, or just something like that. They were days that you would never spend indoors, and that's still very much the case across most of the nation, to be honest. And one of the news articles on the BBC website, this is how sad we are about our bank holidays. One of the top news articles was warning everyone that there's going to be a lot of traffic at the bank holiday weekend, and so people should prepare for it. Which just does make me laugh. Like, of course there's going to be traffic at the bank holiday weekend. Do we really need to be told that by our news? And not just our news, but our main news provider, the BBC. So I did think that was funny. But anyway, I'm not doing anything because screw convention. But Jessica is, so I have a day to myself. And I hope to do some modding, because I haven't done some now for what the hell is that? I haven't done some for quite some time, so I should step it up. Apparently we're witnessing here the start of a river. Where are we? Tirith ride, aren't we? Which is built on the actual original. So it actually does show you the actual start. Well, the game's version of a starter room. Anyway, our forces are all coming out. We should probably run. Ah, wrong button again. Dear, oh dear. Out we go. They're splitting their army, and the AI is just having an absolute mare. They are dividing their forces and putting half of them down in this canyon where we'll be able to kill them easily, and sending the rest over here. Oh, AI, what do you want? Right, well, we don't want the ballastas giving us any gyps, so we've got a cavalry unit out over there. No, you're archers. No, the marauders aren't out yet. Oh, no, and they're miles away. That's a general. Yeah, go and hit them. Alright, let's give it a pause and actually work out where we are going to stand. So I think if we send all of our archers and ground forces to the left, and we'll charge the right. Well, let's work out what's there first, actually. Khazad-dum halberdiers. Khazad-dum spearmen. Oh, there's Ardenheim armsmen. That's interesting. There's Abrazanim, the one with the shield. And then there's trash. And then Abrazanim archers, crossbows. And then there's the general. Ah, that was a custom model for the faction heir, Lord Gimmelzor. This is what the standard general looks like. The blonde hair of the Numenorians. So, it doesn't really matter which side we go. The only really very powerful anti-cav unit are the halberdiers, and they're just sort of wandering around nowhere. And down in the dale, down in the hole, there are savages, again armor-piercing Abrazanim, and some more crossbows. So yeah, it doesn't really matter where people go. So we will chuck our archers to the left, because we don't have very many of them anyway. So, and we'll send the cavalry archers and whatnot over to the other side. So there we are, archers. If you could run to there, and then take the ground forces with you. Let's group them up. Put the ground forces there. Perfect. Oh, wrong button. Keep doing that. Keep doing that. Need to learn how to actually control the commands that I've set up. That would help us no end. Right, you guys are coming over there. And then the other cavalry is coming with you. Right, there we are. Everybody run. It doesn't need to be on ×6. Did I not tell you to move, or are you just standing still? Oh, you've been run over by the... How about that was poor form on our part, wasn't it? Right, let's move those over there. I really don't like chariot units, I have to say. I know some people do, and they rave about them. Personally, I think the chariot unit is pretty useless for a start, because it's just basically like 12 crossbowmen that have a bit of maneuverability. And I just don't think they're worth it. They run over your own troops when you don't pay attention, which I frequently don't do, and which I appreciate is my own fault, but I can still avoid that. I can still not pay attention and avoid running over my own troops by just not having chariots. And I'm just not really for them. I also don't think that once they actually hit melee that they're any good. So I'm just not. I'm not for the chariots, I have to say. I'd quite like their range effect to just be overwhelmingly good. They cost like 2,000 gold coins or something stupid, and I just don't think they're worth that at the moment. Are our archers actually doing anything? Yes, but that one's still running. So if you could stop running, start shooting. Right, pull the cavalry back. We want to try and use as many of our archers first, and to really separate the enemy units out. You guys can run. There's a lot of them coming down that side. Right, you guys break out and hit them. Stop them from hitting our line there. You're running down. They've hit them. Right, now we can use some of our cavalry to our advantage. Because at the moment we're not using our cavalry at all. Light cavalry! They're all light cavalry. They're all light cavalry. Right, turn and hit them in the back. Don't be chasing them down, just move away. Now we need to use our cavalry to our advantage. Right, run straight through them. The cavalry will back them up. Oh, it's only the general's bodyguard over there. Right, so you go for them. You go for them. We will get you down there. Who did they just charge into? No one, they're just standing still. Right, you go and get over there. We have so far killed a shed load of them. Oh, those halberdiers. No, don't target them. Don't target them. Right, the two of you combine up on the Narju Tariq. Let's see if we can kill as many of them as we can. See, it looks like the chariots have done wonders, but they haven't. The whole unit will stand back up again. They only... Running people over does very little actual damage. It just dissipates the enemy units. Just knocks them down. It doesn't actually really kill anyone. Always worth noting that. Now, our ground forces are absolutely no match for their ground forces. So we have to absolutely try and keep our forces out, supported by the cavalry. That's the way that we will win this. And speaking of cavalry, I don't think they're bothering with our cavalry archers anymore, so we can pull them back into the fray. You can hit them again. A lot of them have died. That's nice. You guys pull out. Go and support them. Try not to kill some of us. Oh, you being chased down. Is that the... Ah, the Household Guard have lost like nobody. Damn their strength. Oh no, that's getting easily out of the way. See, the cliff thing is actually now sort of working in their favour and giving them cover, which is disappointing. Have you guys got anything to shoot at? Be finished with your arrows. You can hit them. You can go over and support them. You'll be able to hit the halberdiers, hopefully just on the flank a bit. Yeah, nice. Good charge. Now pull back out again.
No. The enemy force remains. We must pray they lose their will to fight.
Our chariots, as expected, ran over most of our own forces. Oh, and here are Narduzagar. Oh, they're Narduzagar, not Ardenaim armsmen, sorry. I misspoke, and I must ask your forgiveness. But our ground forces, after having said they're no match for them, are absolutely decimating them. Canned for the win, am I right? I'm right. Canned are doing damned well. Right, you try and get them. Don't let people get you that kind of way. Who's that down there? Rosadan crossbowmen, what are they? Right, you go and support them, crossbowmen. You come and hit them from that side. You, there's some Narduba Wib there. Rosadan crossbowmen. Nardu Tariq. And Nardu Tariq. Send the crossbows. The crossbow chariots. Oh, you lost 2 of your crossbow people. I didn't know they could do that. What are we on? 68% of the enemy have died. Goodness gracious. We're doing much better than I thought we were going to do. Who's that over there as well? Blimey. Oh, it's our general. Get him involved. Let's do the snake thing. Right, one of you go back and hit the household guard, because I think they're killing whoever we said to stop them. We are losing, of course, some of our cavalry, but that's alright. Par for the course. Right, pull back and hit those ones. It's just carnage, isn't it? You just can't see where anyone is. Who's on whose team. Oh, there you go. Let's hit those halberdiers, and then cavalry will drop in and support you. There's 21 of them down there. Oh, those are from Mirlond. That's interesting. See, that is the whole purpose of the Legion system. There we are. It's just earned itself in my eyes. In an interesting little turn of events, we just learned that some of the Abrozanim we're fighting here are from Mirlond, and not from Umbar itself. Which I think is interesting. Others may not. There's a unit there you can hit. Go for them. This one that's coming through the middle. I want you to then turn, get over there and hit those. Crossbow chariots, your time is done. We'll just pull you out. I'll tell you what, actually, let's try and get the crossbow chariots back to hit their general. And hopefully die, but no, I would never sacrifice my own forces. God, no. It gives you that idea. Variag Swordman. Who are you fighting against that's causing such grief? They're just Azrazael warriors. Come on, lads. The household guard are getting taken out. Oh, there's a load of crossbowmen over there. Send our cavalry to hit them. Send you all down. Try and finish those off. Good side swipe.
Well within our grasp. In time, our foe will surely see this and lose heart.
Even less. The Naru and Aru Royal Guard are very good, and even though there's only 40 odd of them, they do really, really well. And you've got to just keep charging, and hoping that your non-stop charging eventually will get the buggers. How did you guys do? Oh, you killed them. Oh, brilliant. It's over, isn't it? I mean, it is over. Oh, yeah, it's absolutely over. As soon as that general dies, they will run away. And they've just... all of those marauders just charged into him. He's trapped away from his unit, but then we don't want them to be fighting them and can stay in a prolonged melee. They will not survive. Is there actually an enemy unit over here we're really fighting? No, the only really large enemy unit left are the Azrazael archers. It really is just the death of the general now that's needed. It's in there somewhere. I absolutely love how fast the Wind Riders are. It makes it so useful when you charge an enemy. Alright, let's speed this up and end it, because there's only him and his mate. Now there just stands as him. We need a proper charging cavalry now, though. We need one of our cataphract units or just heavy cav. Because everyone else is dead.
We have cut off the
and so is he.
This
Finally.
is a most crushing victory.
It's a smashing victory.
Your name will live in marble, and our foes in sand.
And after saying how much I absolutely hate them, the Ushishia Storm Riders took the top spot. 250 kills. That's ridiculous. 224 followed up by our phenomenal general. And actually, people always bang on about me killing custom generals, which I absolutely do. But this gentleman has survived now since the start of the campaign. And because he's got a standard portrait and he looks like all the others and he's got the same name as them, it's very it's very easy to forget that he is actually a custom general. But he is a custom general, and he's survived 110 turns. Now, we can't really pull the garrison of Tirith or Ammonithel out, because number one, Batar's knocking about, and we don't want Harad to have anything new. And number two, the Ardenaim now are going to keep coming at us, and that's really annoying.
Yes, noble master.
But what we can do is build some towers and get a bit of sight range so that we know where the enemy is at all the time. I don't think they've got anything within a day of us, so that will give us a bit of time. Oh, look, you've got two generals, perfect. Oh, they come again. Look, that hill gives us an excellent sight with those watchtowers. Interesting that doesn't actually cover Gobel Mirlon though. But we can get one down there, which might. Not too concerned with having generals in the towns. Tirith Ride, is it of any use to us whatsoever? Not really. What's the rating? 1%. Try and get a refuge. No, that's a stupid and waste of time. Go for an armory in case anybody attacks and attack straight away. Likewise, armories on the front, please. Thank you. We do have reinforcements coming. We make a bit more money, so you might be able to line a few more up. He says lining up the most expensive, knowing absolutely they will not be trained. But we've got Yamrak coming forward. And once Faen'obel's garrison can kill Khazad-dum, then we could press out. But I'm not as keen about meeting them on the field. Mumikil being one of those reasons. But the other is our general. Can our general? Have I just taken away the one unit that would help us massively? I think I may have done. Palando has a unit that lays stakes, but whether or not he actually lays stakes as a general, I can't remember. I don't remember if their ability to lay stakes is sort of blurred out. Oh, that's frustrating, because if he can, that would be a very simple victory. But do remember that stakes are not affected, do not affect Mumakil. Elephants of any kind, they just destroy the stakes by walking over them. But if we wait for them to attack us, the Mumakil will absolutely not get into the city.
To besiege us. When they strike, so will we.
So I think we stand a better chance with that army in the town than out.
Our foes dare to besiege us.
Ugh.
When they strike, so will we.
I've never heard him say that one, and he's just said it twice in a turn. Kizil can build a grain exchange, and to that and for that, I'm grateful. Chelkar has built communal farming. Thus, our people will be fed. Oh no, I can take some of your units.
How may I serve?
Take both of those, thanks.
We march. How may I serve?
I don't actually know if you've got enough to take down that Mordor army. You probably don't.
We
So
march.
for the moment,
Orders.
we'll get you in there.
Rest here until dawn.
Yes.
You can move so far with those Wind Riders. They're so useful. I want tower up there as well, though. Look at the garrison of Tirith. That's ridiculous.
I'm honored to serve.
There we are. Build me a tower there.
Setting a watch
And
here.
then knock back and build me one there.
Setting a watch here.
And then head up and build one over there.
Journey awaits. Be gone.
So Harad are coming back. They want Faen'obel, Amunithel for themselves. And are the Ardenheim pressing? Yes. Min Luben is heading along the farmland to Karagmir. We can chuck some marauders in for him though. Oh, making even more money. Nice.
How may I serve?
Our dwarves are still very far away. And what are our chances of beating this army?
I'm gonna
Ah,
stick
damn.
you.
Very slim. Very, very slim. We'll give it a good old college try, but I'm not sure we're going to win that.
Orders.
We'll send a unit of them down to act as a garrison when we get there. Lower the tax rate there. Go for a refuge. It's only 1,000.
Yes, my master.
Ooh, nothing on the road yet.
As
Do I have a
you will.
spy?
As you will.
My ears
Ah, you're wasted in Arondor, mate.
unseen, invisible.
Oh, Halthanur has nothing. Mordor aren't sending
Yes, noble
units
master.
back to meet us. Now, Faen'obel, I will rise up, but probably when we get to about 3 or 4 turns, because they might just be sieging us out, which is a damn shame. Someone in an episode yesterday asked me why in the previous episode, asked me why did I attack the besieging army at Orashur. And it is, of course, because this is not later versions of Total War. This is Medieval 2 Total War. And the AI can siege you out and win. They do not have to fight you. I didn't know if that was something that the person who commented knew. For example, in Shogun, you may well be aware that if you siege a town out for its full duration, say 10 turns, then on the 10th turn, you are then forced to attack the town, not the other way around. They are not forced to attack you lest they lose the town. You have to attack them, which I always thought was a joke, to be honest. But in Medieval 2, you can just siege the town out, and when it reaches the 10th turn, they will surrender to you. That's the point.
We shall all find a way to an honorable victory.
Right, this is going to be a hellish battle. If Palando can lay stakes, this is significantly easier. But even still, the ground forces that Harad are bringing are quite
Fortune
powerful
smiles
in
on
this
our foes
event.
For the moment, pray we can seduce fortune back to our side.
But you'll note they've got a couple of cavalry units, and their general himself is a cavalry unit. So stakes can hopefully deal with those, but they have got the Mumakil. But I'm fairly certain this is a game post-tower editing. And so I think our towers will assist us. Now, this is another army that could hopefully do very well. But most of the army's in the middle of the town. We want to get outside the walls. But I don't know if we want to come from that side, because that's really damn far away. But will we be able to get everyone out from that way? And will we then be able to actually get out? That's the question. I think we will. We'll go from the front. So it's only archers, I think, that are in the town square. And I can't get them closer to the gate. And, as expected, I do not think Palando can lay stakes. No, he can't. His power supersedes it. We should have kept that one unit of Blacklock, but that's all right. We'll find a way. So I'm going to try and shut down their ladders and their siege towers and make them just use the ram. And so I am happy to have some archers on the walls to fire into the centre there. I think that'll be fine. I don't propose to hold the gate, to be honest, because they do this stupid push-through thing. But when you take away our cavalry, our army is entirely trash. 100% authentic trash. Which is a shame. I don't know why our steppe tribesmen are talking like dwarves. Just because our general is. I wonder. That was interesting. They spoke at me as judges. Right, the two that are on the walls. Let's group you two up so that we don't select you accidentally. And then everyone else. We can create a. We'll put a unit relatively further forward, covering that gap, and then we can create a sort of valley of death. So the crossbows to be in first. And then those guys. Much is going to depend on the success of our cavalry outside the walls. In fact, almost all is going to depend on our cavalry outside the walls, to be honest. Because everyone else is basically rubbish. Right, so all of you, let's group you up, put you as shift 1 though. Run outside. You Shishia, you do the same. Alright, no, let's right, you guys go over there. You guys go over there. You guys are gonna hit that siege tower. So go there. And you're gonna hit that siege tower, so go there. And the other ones just sort of get out. Same with you, Shishia. You guys just get out. Now they do have camels, so we've got to watch out for that. And let's get the cavalry archers to run. Oh yes, the siege tower is basically down on the first volley. This is definitely the version with the better towers. Right, you go, 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 go. Shut them down. Everyone else just run off to the sides. I need those Mumakil dead towers. I need those Mumakil dead. Oh, yes! Yes! Oh, it's going so well.
Curse the sun that shines on our disgrace.
Our better walls and towers make such a
We will
difference.
face ashes instead of victory.
Such a difference. Oh, and those are Serpent Guard, aren't they? Serpent Blazemen, as they're called now, sorry. Oh, our cavalry can't get out. Go on. Go, 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 go. Just run away, just run away, just run away. Alright, you guys, pull back and hit them. You hit them. You pull up that hill, they're chasing you. I need that gate closed, archers. You better be getting out. You can hit them, what does it matter? You charge in the back. Just running. The Mumakil are down. Taken down by the towers, I think. The siege ladders have been dropped. The ram is their only way forward. And they have got 4 of them, though, so it's likely the rams will get through. Right, we've got a unit routing, but I'm not bothered about that. We've lost just as many as they've lost there. But our archers on the walls this whole time have been firing. Get them into position. Right, the cavalry over there has survived. Good. Cavalry on the hill has survived and is now shooting back at the Muhad Beastmasters, who are themselves missile cavalry. Ah, but they're javelins. They're javelins. That's right. Got a unit of cavalry that survived there, and a unit over there, and a unit over there. Right, just go in and hit that massive mess up in the centre there. Whichever cavalry is there is dead. That's alright, we can live with that. Camel riders are the ones that need to die, really. Did our chariots just die instantly on impact? They don't even have pikemen. How did that happen? You didn't even get near them. Oh dear. Javelins, the bane of elephants the world over. But the Mumikil hasn't survived. Or one Mumikil has survived. It's just sort of milling about now. And our archers, I think, are wasting themselves on trying to hit it. Pull out, pull out, pull out. Tell me you're still hitting those camel riders. Do we have cavalry over that side? Yes, we do. Hit those archers. Nice long run up you've got there. Camels, of course, are very good against cavalry. Oh, those are Black Snake Guard. That's their general. Well, go on, get him while he's milling about.
Curse the sun that shines on our disgrace. We must turn the wind of battle, or we will taste ashes instead of victory.
Go on, hit the camel riders. Support our units on the hill.
The enemy siege tower is just firewood now. Beware, in case these snakes try another trick.
Yep, the siege tower's gone. The ladders have gone. They can pick the ladders back up, though, to be honest. But they've sent someone back for a ram. But all the while, our towers are firing into them. 30% of the enemy has gone down. We've taken down some key players on the field. That Mumikil needs to die, though. If someone could just ping one into him, please, that would be really good. But the towers are firing deadly bolts. When they strike, which that one didn't, they actually do some good damage. Archers on the walls are now out of arrows. I think we've killed the camel units. So now, as one, come down and hit these archers. No, we don't have much cavalry left, do we? Go again, go again.
Curse the sun that shines on our disgrace. We must turn the wind of battle, or we will taste ashes instead of victory.
The Mumikil comes. Are they through the gate yet? No. Our archers are not going to do much here.
The enemy's general lies dead.
Oh, the enemy's general is dead.
Men can sense their doom upon them.
Warlord Captain. Ah, he was the heir. Oh, that's interesting. But he's dead now. Well done, cavalry. You did bloody well. We lost all of you, which was 28% of our army, but you've killed near on 50% of them before they've even got the gate down.
Curse the sun that shines on our disgrace. We must turn the wind of battle, or we will taste ashes instead of victory.
Right, archers, there's no point getting shot by their archers for no reason, so we'll pull you all back. We'll keep one of them at the gate so that we keep the towers firing. I'm not sure if that tower actually was firing. Right, let's move that one that's just come off the walls. You guys come over here, see if that'll make the tower shoot. Yes, there we are. Right, stand there just so that the tower keeps firing. And that one's still firing as well. You just got to be near it. Now, they seem to have wigged out and they're not picking up that ram. So, I will then leave you here and see you when they actually do something. Welcome then back to just at the death of the battle. The thing that was wigging them out, a very scientific test conducted by myself, was the Mumikil. For some reason, I think because in Medieval 2 elephants could attack gates, and so the Mumikil probably also can, but of course they're too large to actually physically get there, and the game just pauses. And upon the arrival of Palando and the dwarves, he took down the final Mumikil, and then they instantly reacted and went and got a ram. And it was destroyed by our towers. And the next one is now making its way in, which we are hoping may also be destroyed by our towers. But our towers, I think, are going to actually claim the highest kills here, if I'm honest. They have done an incredible amount of killing, which I think is quite funny. Unfortunately, though, we have now used all of our arrows up, but there's only about... there's not much of the enemy left alive. 80% of them have already died. I'm keeping these ones on the wall so that the towers keep firing. But that ram is going to make it through. So they are finally going to get in, which is a shame. Now we've got Palando on the wall over here, and I set him to be as thin as possible around the corner of that wall, and he just hasn't done that, which is a shame. So they have barely fired any arrows, these crossbows. They've barely fired any bolts. So.
Cursed foes are attacking our gates with rams.
And we should actually get him out of there. He's going to do nothing on that wall. Go, 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 go.
The enemy's
got a bit of time, you got a bit of time.
The enemy have the walls.
Bugger.
Drive them back.
Right, you got 2 minutes, Palando, and then it's a forced draw. So just keep him at the back and we'll be alright.
We are winning the battle.
The black crossbow. That was very poorly thought out on my part, I realise, and I appreciate it. But we've only got 1 minute and 40 seconds, and as long as Palando doesn't actually get involved himself, his battalion will heal, of course. So, and after all that worrying about the stakes, it just didn't matter. There's a pathetic amount of forces that actually survived that. Our cavalry, combined with then just them standing there and allowing us to shoot them, has created a simple and easy victory. Keep it going at speed. Just keep Palando out. They're actually doing incredibly well. He's there now. Cast some sort of spell, Palando.
He is well within our grasp. Time our foe will surely see this.
Yes.
Done, and we have crushed.
Yes. What a victory! 400 of our men died, but we took 2,075 of the Haradrim for their sins. 151 kills. The Marauders took the top spot. Unfortunately, you can't see the towers, but they absolutely killed more than anyone else. There's just no other way. We could have added it all up, I suppose, actually, and then worked out the difference, but that would be a bit dull, would it not? But the victory is ours. Khazad is dead. Harad have lost their one saving grace. Now, there was a question in the last episode as well, comments when the Last Stand spawned, saying, why do these Last Stands even exist? What is the point of them? And the point is that the AI needs them to help beat the other AI. The AI does not prioritize targets. It doesn't matter if it doesn't matter, custom settlements notwithstanding, the AI just doesn't prioritize important cities. So ignore the fact that Minas Tirith is a custom settlement and just think of it as the highest tier possible city in the game, which is really valuable. The AI doesn't appreciate that. They just don't prioritize it. They'll leave it with a garrison of maybe 1 or 2 men, and then they'll just go off and do their thing. And they'll almost certainly lose it. And that sort of mentality then is applied throughout with the Last Stand script. The AI can very easily make stupid decisions and get beaten quickly when they should survive. Like important nations that should survive hundreds, 200 years die within 20 or so. But the Last Stand gives them a massive turn and allows them to fight off the other AI and survive. Now, a human player, as you can see, can cheese their way around it or can just kill it like we've just done. It can be defeated as a human. But the AI really struggles with Last Stand armies because the AI makes bad decisions. And so it helps keep them alive, and that's the point of it. It also does represent every person coming to fight for their lives. Like Middle-earth very much has warfare on a total scale, or annihilation scale, if you will. If Sauron wins, he is either going to enslave or murder everyone. Those are your choices. So it's very much a kind of... Whereas in Medieval 2, in actual truth, let's say you're playing as France or you're playing as England and you've defeated France, you've become the king of France. You're very unlikely to murder the entire populace just because you're their now king. You need them to farm and mine and just exist. You need people. You need them to support your armies, to support your growth, and then to become your armies. But in Middle-earth, of course, the orcs don't give a hoot about anybody else. They only want orcs. They're going to enslave you or they're going to kill you. The Last Stand represents the last-ditched attempt of your people to rise up. Now, I appreciate it's a bit gamey because it does have elite units in it, and it should just be made up of peasants. But if it were made up of peasants, it would make no difference. So, but it's that's what it's based on, and with a little bit of poetic license, you can see how we get to it. but it is meant as a sort of the women, the children, the older men, the young men, anybody that can fight and throw a stone is now coming together to try and survive, because that's all they've got left. Now, I've toggled Fog of War because someone asked, and it has been quite a while, I suppose, so we can look at the rest of the world. The Ardanian will not die if we beat them, because they not only have they held Mithlond, they've actually survived and pushed out on Perthenlund. It's the first time I've ever seen the Mithlond attack work and then keep its momentum. Linden are basically out of the game. They've got Osgelon, Forlond and Harlond, and that is it. Enedwaith have pushed right up to Buzzradum. They must be at war with them, surely. Oh, you have to do it through the diplomacy screen, don't you? Enedwaith, where are Enedwaith? Who will be at war with Enedwaith? Bree, maybe? Yeah, there we are. Clans of Enedwaith. Enemy, Linden. Yes. So Enedwaith have helped in the destruction of Linden. That's interesting. Bree aren't doing very well at all, but neither are Dunland. Dunland have only got Matraith and then the three of their heartland, Dunlorak, Dunyard and Bairig. I've never seen Enedwaith really survive, actually. It's quite bizarre. Angmar, as usual, are getting beaten, with the dwarves pushing in right up to Angsul. And the Northern Dunedain doing relatively well, but I assume the Dunedain are kept busy with the Orcs, and it certainly is looking that way. Anon and Arod is still held by the Orcs. Brunost is being besieged. The Anduin are down to basically nothing. They've got Enethauer, Bjorn's Halls, and Framsburg. But Gundabad also haven't really done anything. They're just flitting across the top there. Although they have got a Nazanar, and they are holding that, so we can't hold them too much, because the dwarves have lost Erebor to Dale. When did the dwarves go to war with Dale? Who do we could just scroll down, I suppose. It just takes a long time, doesn't it? There we are. Dwarves of Erebor. Enemies, Rune, Gundabad. Oh no, they're allied to Dale. So they must have lost Dale to an enemy, and then Dale have taken it back. Or they lost Erebor to Gundabad maybe, and then Dale have captured it. The elves in the forest are doing relatively well, and by that I mean they've not died, so that's good. But Rune is massacring in the north. And unfortunately, Rune, of course, are potential enemies of us now. We are at war with two of their allies. We ceasefired with Rune, as Mordor. But they are still, of course, allied to Mordor, the Eastlings of Rune. There they are. I much prefer these UI symbols than shrunken down versions of these. I just think that it's nice to have variety. But anyway, so Rune there, and they're not allied to Harad, though, so they're only bothered about the fact that I'm attacking Mordor. But they are Ardanaim, actually. We're just cheating and using it for our own bonuses now. But as you can see, they've not actually crossed the river. And with us attacking Mordor from the east, Gondor have got the... They've gotten a bit... So look at the garrison of Osgiliath. That is a gigantic force. Mordor are really up against it. That's... I mean, we could just look there. We're just cheating again. But we actually have broken the back of Mordor. They've got nothing. Barad-dûr is almost certainly going to fall unless Ur-Kestelad sends out to help them. But Moragost's got nothing. This guy's the only army in the entirety of southern Mordor. That's pathetic. And of course, we will retake Orashur and Imnad Khanan and Halthanur. So Mordor's going to lose 3 there. They're basically being pushed north. Mordor are being sent to Dol Guldur, who of course won't concede land to them. So they're trapped between a rock and a hard place because they can't attack their own ally. So they're in a bit of a bind, really. It's actually quite an interesting map, really. I've never really seen things like this happen. Rohan still exists. They're holding Isengard back because Isengard have gained no strength because Enedwaith are strong. A strong Enedwaith, it shows, really has knock-on effects. Dunland are pathetic. Who are Enedwaith actually against? Let's find this out. Bree, Enedwaith. They're fighting Bree, Dunland, and Linden. So Dunland are enemies of them, yeah. And they're just doing so well. They've even got both Tharbads. That's mental. But, of course, the dwarves might come to the assistance of the elves in time. We do not know. Now, we're attacking the Ardanaim, who are attacking Linden, Dol Amroth, and Gondor, but not the... They're allied to the dwarves of Erin Lowen. Oh, my God. Of course, that was a few turns ago, wasn't it? Oh, that's ridiculous. So the Ardanaim have secured their survival by taking Mithlond. That's so good. That pleases me in ways I can't describe. The attack on Mithlond is designed as a nothing, as a sort of a minor threat to a Linden player, just because at that point in the game you've probably won if you're playing as Linden. But to see it actually work and the AI just crumble, that's so good. So, but it does of course mean we can't beat the AA. When we take their remaining lands, which we will do, they'll survive in Linden. So But that's alright, they just won't be in the south anymore. We might be able to regicide them, though. I don't know if they've got they'll have family members up here, I'm sure, but whether or not they are... Or they'll have generals, but whether or not they are family members, we just don't know. But anyway, for now, that is going to be where I end it. I'm going to go and get my hair cut. So thank you very much for watching, if indeed you have. I do hope you've enjoyed our successful defeat of the Last Stand army. And until we speak again, dear friends, Navarn den Permad Melonin, and farewell.